If you receive Social Security, SSI, SNAP, or Medicaid, there is a change taking effect on March 7th that you need to know about before it affects your benefits. And most people receiving those benefits have not been told about it directly. I want to say that again, because I know how that sounds. You've probably seen plenty of videos making big promises or warning you about things that turned out to be nothing. So let me be upfront with you right now. This is not a video about getting extra money or a secret check in the mail. This is a video about a real administrative change at the Social Security Administration, one that affects how they process certain records, verify income, and handle overpayment notices, and what you need to do or not do to protect yourself. If you've ever received a letter from Social Security that confused you, or if you've ever worried that doing the right thing might somehow cost you your benefits, stay with me. Let's walk through this together, calmly and carefully. First, let's talk about what's happening on March 7th. The Social Security Administration has been updating its internal data matching systems, the systems it uses to cross-reference your income, your bank account activity, your employment records, and your household information with outside databases. This process, sometimes called the Access to Financial Institutions or AFI Protocol Update, means SSA is now more actively and more frequently pulling financial data on beneficiaries, particularly those receiving SSI, which is Supplemental Security Income. What does that mean in plain language? It means that if there is a discrepancy between what Social Security has on file for you and what shows up in their new data checks, even a small one, you may receive a notice. It might be an overpayment notice. It might be a request for verification. It might be a letter asking you to confirm your resources. Now here's where people get into trouble. They receive one of these letters, they panic, they don't respond in time, or they respond incorrectly, and suddenly they're facing a reduction in benefits or a demand to repay money they already spent. That is what this video is designed to prevent. Second, let's be clear about who needs to pay the closest attention. If you receive regular Social Security retirement or disability benefits, SSDI, and that is your only income, this change is lower risk for you. The data matching primarily targets SSI recipients, because SSI has strict resource and income limits that SSDI does not. But if you receive SSI Supplemental Security Income, this is critical. SSI has a resource limit of $2,000 for an individual and $3,000 for a couple. That means if Social Security's new data check finds that your bank account had more than $2,000 in it, even briefly, even because a family member deposited money for a birthday, even because a tax refund came in, you could be flagged. The same applies if you receive both SSI and SNAP, or if your Medicaid eligibility is tied to your SSI status. A disruption in your SSI can ripple into your food benefits and your healthcare coverage. That's why this matters so much. If you are in any of those categories, keep watching. The next part is the most important. Next, let's go over the core rules, because knowing the rules is your first line of protection. SSI has two separate standards, income rules and resource rules, and they are not the same thing. Income is money, coming in, wages, gifts, payments from family members. If someone gives you $100 to help with groceries, Social Security may count that as income in the month you receive it, which could temporarily reduce your SSI payment for that month. Resources are what you have saved or own, bank account balances, certain property, some investments. If your resources go over $2,000 at any point during a calendar month, you may be considered ineligible for SSI for that month. Here's the important part. These are not new rules, but what is new is how aggressively SSA is now checking compliance with these rules through automated data pulls. In the past, many discrepancies went undetected for months. Now they may be caught much faster, which means letters could be coming sooner and with shorter response windows. So what do you do? Now let's talk about what you can actually do. These are not complicated steps, but they do require a little attention. Step 1. Check your current bank balance today. Log in or call your bank and find out exactly what your balance is. If it's over $2,000 for any reason and you receive SSI, you need to address that before it triggers a notice. Talk to a benefits counselor, a social worker, or your local Social Security office before making any changes. Step 2. Know what counts as a resource and what doesn't. Your primary home does not count. One car generally does not count. A prepaid burial plan often does not count, but cash savings, a second bank account, or money held in someone else's account on your behalf, those may count. Don't assume, ask. Step 3. If you receive any lump sum, a tax refund, an inheritance, a gift, report it. I know reporting feels risky. Many people are afraid that telling Social Security about money they received will cost them benefits. But here's the reality. Not reporting is far more dangerous. SSA's new data matching will likely find it anyway. And then instead of a simple adjustment, you could face an overpayment demand for months of benefits plus potential penalties. Step 4. Respond to every letter on time. If you receive a letter from Social Security, any letter, respond within the deadline printed on that letter. Most give you 10 days, some give you up to 60 days to appeal. Missing that window is one of the most common and most damaging mistakes beneficiaries make. You have the right to appeal any decision SSA makes about your benefits. You have the right to request a hearing. You have the right to ask for a waiver if you received an overpayment that wasn't your fault and you can't afford to repay it. But you must act within the deadline. Here's something many people on SSI don't know about. If you or someone in your family receives a larger sum of money, an inheritance, a legal settlement, a gift, there are legal ways to receive that money without losing your benefits. One option is an ABL account, ABLE. If you became disabled before age 26, you may be eligible to open an ABL account and deposit up to $18,000 per year without it counting toward your $2,000 resource limit. That money can be used for disability-related expenses including housing, transportation, education, and healthcare. Another option is a special needs trust, which must be set up by an attorney, but can protect larger amounts of money for your benefit without disqualifying you from SSI or Medicaid. And if you're facing a resource overage right now, a spend-down strategy. Legally, spending excess resources on exempt items like home repairs, medical equipment, or prepaid funeral expenses can bring you back into compliance. But this must be done carefully and with guidance. I've included links to free benefit counseling resources in the description below. Please use them. If you want to be prepared for any letter or review that might come after March 7th, here is what to have on hand. Your most recent Social Security award letter, your last 3 months of bank statements, documentation of any large deposits or transfers with an explanation of where that money came from, and the name and phone number of your local Social Security office or a benefits counselor. Having these documents organized will save you significant stress if you do receive a notice and will help you respond quickly and accurately. I want to close by saying this clearly. You have not done anything wrong simply by watching this video or by wondering whether your benefits are safe. Navigating these systems is genuinely difficult, and the fact that you're paying attention right now is already putting you ahead. The goal of this channel is always to give you real information, explained calmly, so that you can make decisions that protect you and your household, not to frighten you, not to sell you anything, just to make sure you know what's coming and what to do about it. If this video helped you, or if you have a question about your specific situation, please leave a comment below. I read them, and your question may help someone else watching this video who has the same concern. If you know someone on SSI, SNAP, or Medicaid, a neighbor, a parent, a friend, please share this with them. They may not know this change is coming. The links in the description include free benefit counseling, information on ABL accounts, and how to find your local Social Security office. You've got this, and I'll be right here with the next update when it comes.